Alright, let's go ahead and talk about the NFL draft, specifically OU players in the draft. We'll start with the big one. Kyler Murray, back-to-back number one picks for Oklahoma. First time it's been the same position ever, and the first time any school has done it since, I think, like the 60s? Is that what they said? A lot of controversy around this pick because they already had Josh Rosen, but I've always been a firm believer in if you think there's a quarterback in the draft that can run your offense better than your current one, go up and take him. Quarterback is such an essential position in the NFL. You'd be dumb to pass on one, especially if you already have the number one pick. You don't have to trade up. If you think there's a QB there that can run your offense, then you take him. That's just always been my thought process. I'm an Eagles fan, so just kind of personal experience on this one. When Chip was rumored to be trading up to take Mariota in that draft, I was perfectly fine with that. If he thought Mariota could run his offense better than Sam Bradford that year, go for it. I was fine when we traded up to get Carson Wentz. If Doug Peterson thought that Carson Wentz could run his offense better than Sam Bradford, then go for it. Which, granted, we weren't going to start Wentz and ended up trading Bradford, but anyway, that's a whole different video. I honestly did not expect Kyler to go 1 until all the rumors started coming out. I figured Kyler would fall somewhere around the 10 spot, right at the start of the season. I definitely didn't even expect him to go to the NFL. I fully expected him to go with baseball. But also what I was kind of telling people all season that is if he loved baseball more than he loved football, I don't think he would have played this season. Especially once he started getting first round grades. I think once he saw, hey, I'm going in the first round of the NFL draft, I think it was a shut case that he was picking NFL. But I was really surprised whenever everything started coming out about Kyler going 1. And honestly, up until they announced his name, I wasn't positive he was going to go 1. I know that had been the rumors for the longest time, but obviously that stuff can change. Baker wasn't supposed to be the number 1 pick until like draft day last year. I don't think anyone expected that until Goodell walked up to the podium and announced Baker Mayfield. But let's move on to the next Sooner picked. Marquise Hollywood Brown went to the Ravens at the 25th pick of the first round. That was originally the Eagles pick. I was really hoping when the Eagles traded up, we were trading up to get Hollywood because I love skill position players. I love Hollywood. I thought he would have fit really well on the team. I know we're kind of stacked at receiver right now, but Deshaun's 32 years old. Yeah, I'm rambling about Eagles again. Okay, back to Sooner talk. The Ravens have a ton of Sooners now. They have Marquise Brown, Hollywood Brown, Mark Andrews, and Tony Jefferson. So I think a lot of Sooners fans are going to start following them. And now Lamar Jackson has some weapons. He's got Mark Andrews, he's got Hayden Hurst, he's got Marquise Brown, and I think they took a receiver out of Louisville that was apparently like his number 1 threat whenever he was there. I'm not going to guarantee that. But it'll be interesting to see how Marquise Brown does with Lamar Jackson. I didn't think Marquise Brown was going to fall to the second round, but I really wanted him to fall to the second, just so Arizona would also pick him up and pair Kyler with Hollywood. Or I wanted the Browns to trade up and get him to pair him with Baker, but it's whatever. And then the first offensive lineman off the board for OU was Cody Ford. And honestly, I'm surprised he lasted until the 6th round. I fully expected Ford to go in the first. He was also one of the guys I wanted the Eagles to take. I mean, I'm perfectly fine with who the Eagles took, but yeah, I fully expected Cody Ford to go in the first round, and I think Buffalo is going to be a pretty good fit for him, blocking for LaShawn McCoy, and I think they picked up a new running back. I haven't looked over every team's draft yet. And then Bobby Evans, Drew Samia, and Ben Powers all were the next Sooners selected. Not a whole lot to say about most of the linemen. They were all terrific for OU. Hopefully they're still terrific in the NFL. I wish them all luck, but now let's go to someone who I didn't think would get drafted. Austin Seibert. He owns the record for most points in a collegiate career. I believe that's the record he owns. The former record holder was apparently Zane Gonzalez. So I don't know why the Browns decided to risk that again. And I'll be honest, I'm going to follow the Browns. Obviously, Baker's there, but now they have Jarvis Landry, Odell Beckham. But I just feel like Austin Seibert was not a good pick. That's just me. I think his career long is like 42. And a big part of that is obviously OU doesn't kick a lot of field goals. But also, I didn't trust him past about 40 most of the time. So we'll see how that works out. But I was really surprised he got drafted, especially in the 5th round. And so that was 7 Sooners picked in the first 5 rounds of the draft, which was absolutely insane. And then the last Sooner selected was Rodney Anderson. obviously coming off a torn ACL. I believe that was the injury. And he fell all the way to the 6th round and gets paired with Joe Mixon in the backfield of the Bengals. That's going to be a deadly backfield. If Anderson gets healthy, that is going to be a ridiculously dangerous backfield. If Anderson's healthy, I believe he goes in the first 3 rounds. If he had stayed healthy all season, I believe Rodney Anderson would have been, at worst case scenario, a 3rd round draft pick. That's just me, though. And then Curtis Bolton and Amani Bledsoe go undrafted. Not a whole lot. I kind of expected them to go undrafted. I fully expected Seibert to go undrafted too, not going to lie. I think I already said that. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I know it's the first kind of my thoughts video for the Sooners in a while. And obviously, as always, I'm down to discuss anything down in the comments, so just let me know.